The morning was golden, birdsong weaving through the scent of fresh grass. I was patching a fence by the barn when Sarah waved me in for coffee, her eyes sharp with that look she got when trouble was brewing. You didn't question Sarah when she sensed a storm, you listened. As she handed me a mug, a pounding on the front door hit like a battering ram. Sarah barely glanced up, a sly smile curling her lips. Let's see if they can swim with sharks, she whispered. I had no clue what she meant, but normal was off the table. I opened the door to two men in cheap uniforms, badges crooked, fonts laughably fake. The taller one barked, "You're evicted," effective immediately. I stifled a grin, their boots were untied, their act a bad cop show. Sarah stepped outside, calm as a still lake, and asked sweetly, "Gentlemen, could you state your precinct, badge numbers, and jurisdiction for this eviction?" They froze, mouths agape, marionettes with cut strings. A thrill shot through me. These clowns had no idea they'd just tried to scam a Navy intelligence officer who could summon a security team with one text. They shoved a crumpled paper at me, citing a community charter violation. Sarah snatched it, scanned it, and snorted. "This isn't from any court," she said, loud enough for neighbors to hear. "Where's your court order?" The shorter guy blustered about HOA authority. Sarah stepped closer, making him flinch. "Civilian groups don't trump federal property rights. Impersonating officers is a felony. Want me to explain sentencing, or should I call base security?" The tall one paled, mumbling about a supervisor, and they fled to their dusty SUV, peeling out. Sarah turned to me, her smile pure fire. "Amateurs." Our neighborhood was a velvet-gloved tyranny ruled by Eleanor Watkins, the HOA's self-proclaimed empress. She fined people for wilted flowers, mandated beige fences, and once sued a neighbor over disruptive wind chimes. Since we moved to Willow Creek Estates, Eleanor targeted our barn, called Sarah's Navy Jeep a war relic, and claimed our Dog Scout's bark violated HOA sound codes. Fake cops, though? That was a bold, stupid escalation. Sarah was already on her phone, not calling local police, but her Naval Criminal Investigative Service, NCIS, contacts, uploading photos of the imposters, their SUV, and their sham document. I watched, awed, as she worked with surgical precision, her faint smile hinting she relished the hunt. Over cold coffee, she laid it out. Impersonating officers near a naval base was a felony, not a prank. The HOA likely hired a shady outfit, unaware they'd poked a hornet's nest. I suggested warning neighbors. Sarah shook her head. Let them stew. Truth hits harder when it's public. By afternoon, Eleanor paced her porch across the street, phone glued to her ear, scowling our way. Good, let her sweat. We fortified the barn with cameras, securing our perimeter for evidence and defense. As dusk fell, Sarah leaned over on the porch, whispering, "They think fear breaks people. Real strength is knowing you're right and standing firm." I looked at this woman who'd faced war zones without flinching and knew Eleanor had unleashed a force she couldn't fathom. Stars blinked on, tension humming beneath the calm. Tomorrow, the real fight would begin, and Eleanor wasn't ready. Dawn broke with deceptive suburban hum, kids at bus stops, sprinklers hissing. Sarah was up before me, laptop open, notebook thick with notes, coffee untouched. She spun the screen to me, a slapdash website for elite guard security, riddled with typos, stock photos, and a strip mall address. "Guess who registered it?" she said, grinning. Eleanor Watkins, under her brother's name, 6 months ago. Fake 5-star reviews predated the company's existence. Sarah's voice turned steel. Felony impersonation, fraud, harassment, conspiracy. Eleanor's castle is kindling in a wildfire. Sarah's plan was meticulous. Gather evidence, document everything, trigger a legal blitz without tipping Eleanor off. The goal wasn't just to fend her off, it was exposing her empire's rot. By mid-morning, Eleanor flooded the neighborhood chat with a rant about dangerous residents, claiming she'd hired security for safety. A few loyalists cheered, but skeptics fired back. Why no real cops? Why a fake eviction notice? Sarah smiled at each jab, pieces falling into place. NCIS called. Impersonation near a naval base could go federal. Sarah sent her dossier, videos, screenshots, timelines. Things moved fast. At 2 p.m., a beat-up pickup with the fake company's logo parked crookedly. 2 new goons snapped photos of our property. Sarah filmed from the porch, asking their purpose. Code enforcement, one mumbled. Credentials? They bolted, tires screeching, leaving skid marks, more evidence. That night, we reviewed footage, Sarah's calm, unshakable. Bullies don't quit when they're ahead, she said. They stop when they're exposed. We set a trap, a crooked for sale sign, flyer smudged, bait for Eleanor's obsession with HOA rules. Cameras, porch, trail, motion activated, were primed. Morning mist cloaked the street as Sarah hammered the sign, every angle deliberate. I played lookout, newspaper in hand. By 10 a.m., a sedan crept up. A man and woman in ill-fitting polos with the fake logo strutted out, snapping photos, scribbling on an empty clipboard. Sarah greeted them, voice velvet over iron. Which regulation is my sign violating? The woman fumbled, muttering about security. Then an unmarked SUV rolled in, NCIS agents and a Willow County Sheriff's deputy. The man sprinted, tripping. The woman froze. ID and license, the deputy demanded. She stammered, citing community authority, then sat on the curb, pale. Across the street, Eleanor's blinds twitched. Sarah waved, and I nearly laughed. The agents took our statements, praising Sarah's evidence folder. They traced the money, the emails to Eleanor. Neighbors gawked, whispers spreading. That evening, a certified letter arrived, Eleanor's desperate counterstrike, citing us for disruptive activities and sign placement. Sarah read it mockingly, laughing me off the porch swing. Desperation stinks, she said. Tomorrow, they're done. We sent NCIS a final report, a masterwork of videos, documents, and Eleanor's fingerprints on every move. As I lay in bed, I asked if Eleanor knew she'd lost. Sarah doused the light. She'll know when they knock. Dawn was crisp, alive. Sarah's phone rang, her eyebrows lifting. 0 time. An hour later, unmarked vehicles glided in, no sirens, just precision. NCIS agents, deputies, Willow County investigators fanned out, 2 heading for Eleanor's door. Neighbors peeked, some smiling. Eleanor's curtains twitched, her door staying shut until a firm knock forced it open. She emerged in a loud robe, coffee cup shaking, feigning innocence. Agents presented papers: fraud, impersonation, harassment, unlawful eviction. Her voice, once a whip, squeaked. She denied it all, claimed tricks, misunderstandings, but her signatures, emails, and recorded orders damned her. Pointing at us, she screamed we'd entrapped her. The agents didn't flinch, citing her actions alone. She sank into her porch swing, deflated, as neighbors filmed discreetly. After 2 hours, Eleanor faced charges, a summons, and a federal probe for targeting a Navy officer. No cuffs, just the slow death of her reign. An agent thanked us, awed by Sarah's evidence. Neighbors swarmed, some jubilant, others apologetic. An old man chuckled about Eleanor's fall. A mom whispered, thanks. That night, gossip exploded. Eleanor's brother flipped. The board probed fund misuse. Under stars, Sarah smiled, planning the cleanup. Within days, Eleanor faced charges: fraud, impersonation, conspiracy, fund theft. News crews stormed Willow Creek, airing her downfall. The HOA's $80,000 misspent on her schemes buried them. A federal inquiry for threatening Sarah's naval work sealed Eleanor's fate. She packed, fleeing under stairs, her house sold to cover fines. Sarah earned NCIS and Willow County Sheriff commendations, accepted quietly. We hosted a barbecue for allies, laughter replacing fear. The sheriff toasted Sarah's resilience. A new HOA board rose, fair and open, with Sarah advising. A nonprofit later offered her a role in HOA reform. She took it, turning pain into progress. A young family bought Eleanor's house, their kids' laughter cleansing its past. On our porch, Sarah said, missions change, but principles stand firm. Protect, defend, endure. I sent Eleanor a card, a lighthouse, still standing. Our orchard grew, scout romped, and peace, hard-won, bloomed. Eleanor's name faded, a cautionary tale. Real power isn't bullied, it's earned, unshakable, and ours, rooted in Willow Creek's reborn heart.